ChaseWins.com coming back for another video. This one is going to be focused all on college basketball. And right now, looking ahead to Wednesday morning, obviously you're probably not going to see this until Tuesday night sometime. I've already got 2, 4, 6, 7 underdogs that I have pretty much set my sights on. 2 of which I have already wagered on, and the other ones I'm just going to wait till early Wednesday morning, make sure nothing's changed, no COVID bullshit has come through to change the lineups, the trajectory of the game, that the game's still going on, so on and so forth. So that's where we stand. But I am beyond excited for the fact that college basketball starts, this week, guys. It starts this week, which means that no more slow Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays waiting for Thursday to roll around to be busy Thursday through Sunday. We are now 7 days a week rolling where we will have action most likely every single day of the week. That's money made every day. You want a secondary stream of income. You want an income that, based on what your bankroll is, could be better than your normal stream of income, your 9 to 5. Go to chasewins.com. Get on a package right now. If you want to try us out, get on a week. This is the perfect week to do it. Let us show you what we are about here. The money you will make. The only thing you have to do, follow the games that I give you. Do not play games on your own. Do not fade what I give you because you disagree with it. Do not go against something. If you love what I give you, don't go bet above your means. Stay with the system. Stay with the money management. And stay with my games only. And then at the end of that week, tell me that you're not ready to bump up to a serious package where you get absolutely everything long term. Now, you can go click the link in the description of this video below. You will get, I think it's 4 free plays in those 2 videos, most of them being underdogs, Thanksgiving Day NFL, Friday college football, I think 2 Friday college football games, and then looking at another underdog for the NFL, something that was just kind of like wanted you to think about and look at leading up to the game. So click those links, watch those videos. It tells you all of the Thanksgiving specials that we got going on, how every bit of money that we take in will be donated to charity and youth sports organizations that we take in for the week of Thanksgiving. And then if you are already on a package or you don't want a package and you just want to donate, you can email me, chase@chasewins.com, or reach out to me on Twitter @PicksChase, and I'll show you how you can donate. I'll give you the link where you can just donate money to the charities, and it will be the donation will be made on your behalf as long as we have your permission to do so. One thing that I want to address here really quick is I've got some people that get mad if I don't answer their email within 20 minutes. Guys, I get hundreds of emails a day. I have myself and multiple people that monitor an email and answer emails as quickly as they come in. But just because you send me an email doesn't mean that we're kickback waiting on your email. Okay? We have hundreds of clients and hundreds of people that watch these videos, that see the tweets, that just want information, that reach out via email or via DM on Twitter. We do emails in the order they come in. So if it takes a little while, we are not ignoring you. We are not just not answering you. We're not out doing something better. We're busy. And so please, when you send an email in, don't send another one and another one and another one and say, oh, I'm not getting a response. You'll get a response the second that we get to your email. Understand that people have emailed in before you, and we have to get to them. You wouldn't want us skipping over your email to answer someone else, so don't expect us to do that to someone else for you. Please understand that, because it's not going to, you sending more emails in is only going to make it take longer for us to get to you, and it's going to make me less inclined to want to help you first, because you don't give the time that it takes to help and give that individual one-on-one service to each and every person that request it. So I just wanted to get that out there, because I got some people that just think that if they send in a request or a text message or something, that if I don't stop what I'm doing and change my entire life schedule around, that I'm ignoring them or that it's unacceptable, knowing that they wouldn't do it either. It's just not the way the world works. So stop. Anyways, I'm going to give out a handful of free plays. I'm not going to get into a big detail of these free plays. We will start doing it full breakdowns like we always do in college basketball. It's one of my favorite things besides baseball, to break down and give you a full-blown analysis on a game and each player and the coaches and where they're playing and everything. I love it. But today, to prevent this video from being an hour long, I'm going to give you 3 or 4 plays. But being that I'm going to give you that many, the one thing that you're not going to get is my full-blown reasonings why. I know a lot of people watch these videos for that reason, but just understand that this is the first day of college basketball season. There are so many games on, and I still have over half of them to break down and analyze and go through, and I just don't have the time to do it today. Once we get through these first couple of days, more than likely starting on Monday after we've gotten through the busy football weekend, we'll start doing college basketball free plays as we do anything else. If you're not new to it, if you've been with me for a long time, you know how we do it, which will be give out a free play or 2 each day, full breakdown, full analysis. We'll get back to doing live shows as we do every basketball season. So just for today, I don't need any comments or emails going, you didn't give us your reasoning. You don't need the reason. Number one, you don't ever need the reasoning. If I tell you to play it, play it. 9 times out of 10, it's going to win. You can go back and watch all the videos that I've done for the past 3 years. You can keep record for yourself. Go back, you'll see the date, the play, everything. It's not like I can hide from it. Every video's there, nothing gets removed, and my record speaks for itself. And this is just the free plays. Imagine what you get when you pay for service. So anyway, real quick, let's talk about a few games. And these are all going to be underdog plays that I'm looking at. Let me just double check lines because I bet these a little while ago, and I just want to make sure that nothing has changed so I don't give you any inaccurate information. So we're going to start with early games. First one, and this is a game that's going to move. This line is going to move because right now Abilene Christian opened up at +1. That shouldn't have happened against East Tennessee State. This is an 11 a.m. game on Wednesday, the 25th of November. They shouldn't have opened up as an underdog. East Tennessee State, even though both of these teams are nobodies, this is a complete mismatch with size, with speed, and just with overall talent. How they even opened up a dog is beyond me. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't get beat. This is day one. So you are going to see upsets that you wouldn't expect. You are going to see big-name teams have nobodies keep it close, at least for a good portion of the game. And that's because, look, these teams with not only is it game one, following a season that got cut short, everything's changed for these guys. You've got new kids coming in as freshmen or as sophomores that didn't get to play, as juniors that have not played yet and been a starter. And now not only it's the first time they're going to be starting, or it's just a new season, but with all of the restrictions and guidelines that, if you followed anything, I've followed Roy Williams. Everything that he has said about the way the University of North Carolina has had to go about changing the way they do things. And you're not talking about with North Carolina just a big program or a big university or a basketball school. You're talking about historically one, if not the best and most elite program in the history of college basketball. Just imagine what they go through in a normal season for preparation and getting ready for a game, and just practices from the way the season begins when you go into early season tournaments to before you start conference play to so on and so forth. And all of it has changed to where the preparation is not as grueling or extensive. There's just so many different things that I'm taking into account this year. So you're going to see some surprises, not only throughout this year, but in this first week, in the first few games, you're going to see a hell of a lot more surprises than I think we've ever seen in college basketball. But either way, Abilene Christian should have opened up as the favorite. They opened up as a 1-point underdog. They shifted to a 1.5-point favorite within a matter of a couple of hours. Now Abilene Christian is laying 2. But the money line's low. You can get the money line at $1.15 right now. So the money line's not even catching up with it. I'm okay laying the 2 points. Laying $1.15, I like even more. Right now, I've got Abilene Christian laying 3.5 as my numbers, and that's being relatively modest just because it's game one. If we were talking, this is a week 3, week 4 type game, and each team played the way that I think they're going to play, you could see Abilene Christian as a 6.5 to 8 point favorite. But again, day one, so you got to bring that way down. I just, again, I have it at 3.5. Truth be told, being that I'm being modest with it, that probably means that I wouldn't lay over 2.5, feeling 100% comfortable. This is the only favorite that I'm going to give you. But right now, if you can get that money line under $1.40, I'll take Abilene Christian as the labeled home team in the opener just to win outright. Nice little favorite play there. Then we get into a 12 p.m. game, George Washington versus Navy. Right now, Navy is laying 3.5. George Washington's catching 3.5. Obviously, it's $1.10 either way you want to take it. And even though I do think Navy is the better team, I think that with the people, there's been shifts within Navy. Not only new people coming in and people leaving, there was an opt-out there. And from what I've seen with Navy, reading over so much information from that team over the past week, I've noticed that they've kind of gone through and made adjustments within their normal starting rotation and even their backup five. So you've got people taking on new roles and new responsibilities, which I think will benefit them this season based on the way this season's expected to go with COVID. But I don't think that they're going to see that pay off and work until they actually get real-time experience with it, which is not going to be practice. It's going to be games, which doesn't mean that you can come in and in 20 minutes of basketball figure it out. This is something that's going to take a few games to even develop any type of rhythm. This could take, 10 games for them to really start seeing the benefits of the changes they're trying to make, which I think are good. I just think that right now George Washington is going to have a little bit of advantage with size. And I think that because George Washington is basically a team that is one of the more untouched and unchanged teams, I think that gives them the upper hand in game one. So, if it was something like George Washington catching a point or a point and a half, I wouldn't touch it at all because I see no value. But George Washington catching 3.5 in a game that I think that they can win outright, if they're willing to come in there and lay it all on the line for 40 full minutes, I see George Washington being able to pull up an upset. So I'm going to take George Washington plus 3.5. That's your second play. Third play. Let's go ahead and check these lines real quick. Let's go down to some later action. I'm going to give you, let's see, that one should be a later game. All right, so 1 p.m. game. This one we're getting a little bit of value in. 2 nobody programs, Stony Brook versus Bryant. Stony Brook's catching 3 right now, but you're only having to lay $1.05 to do it. Bryant and Stony Brook on paper are deadlocked even. So they're, right now Bryant's laying 3 points, which is still, rule of thumb, college basketball is a little bit different than the NBA. Usually you say 3 points for home field or home court. But in college basketball, if you're talking about 2 teams that are same level, same conference, division, things like that, and you're not talking about it being like a Duke versus Western Carolina or something like that. Stony Brook and Bryant are, same tier of college basketball, same type of level, same type of recruiting, everything. That's where you would go out and always give the 3 points for home court. Bryant is getting that 3 points in a game that's deadlocked even on paper. And truth be told, I think Stony Brook has the better point guard, who also I think will be able to shoot good perimeter because Bryant typically plays a decent zone but a slower zone. If this point guard is able to move freely, which, and by freely I mean somebody's going to be on him because of the way they play zone, it's not going to be man-to-man. They know that they cannot play them man-to-man because they don't have the speed. So if they play zone, somebody's always going to be there to take him. but are they going to be able to keep up with them? And if not, you're going to see Stony Brook also get off a lot of three-point shots. And even if they're shooting poorly from it, it's the fact they keep getting them off uncontested. They're going to make some. Once he develops into a rhythm, that's where you could start seeing some separation from the underdog here. I think we have a live dog with Stony Brook. Because of that, I actually think they are the better team in this particular spot. I'll take the 3 points with Stony Brook in a game I think they went outright. All right, and then on to the final one that I'm going to give you for the day. And don't worry, there'll be more coming this week. Oh, wow. So I actually got 2.5 on this one, but it's up to 3 at William Hill. So Ball State, Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky's at home catching 3 points right now. Is Ball State the better team? There's two different ways you can look at it. If you want to talk about last year, then yes, they've got some returning pieces. But what you also have with Northern Kentucky is a team that if you watched any of mid-major basketball last year, and everybody knows how I watch the Horizon Conference, how I watch MAC, how I watch a lot of these mid-tier teams, UIC, Northern Iowa, Northern Kentucky, I get really, really in-depth with these smaller conferences. Missouri Valley Conference. These teams are teams that have to constantly make adjustments and make transitional moves because of when they play big-time teams. Well, if you look last year, Northern Kentucky was constantly adjusting and constantly improving, but it was trying to catch back up to those changes made. Well, last year at the end of it, even games they were losing is games they should have lost, but were performing well above what people thought they were going to do. This is a team very similar to what you see with George Washington, very unscathed, very unchanged, and I think that those changes they were making last year are going to spill over into this year, and you're going to see more production, and you're going to see the benefits of what they were trying to do last year really take effect this year. Now, with their opponent, Ball State, technically on paper, they're the better team. I don't think they're really prepared for what Northern Kentucky is going to bring. And with their new people, their starters, even with what they're projected to be, and we will think that they will be, as a MAC school that could very well win their division and go to play for a MAC title this year, because they are the fastest team in the MAC this year, hands down, or at least they're projected to be and should be. I don't think they're going to come out game one gelling very well, and I don't think they're going to be prepared for what Northern Kentucky is, I think, more ready to do, perform, and has more experience doing. These players are used to playing together. The newbies for Ball State, one being somebody replacing an opt-out, one being a true freshman, one that's a junior, but this is his first year as a starter. And then so you're basically playing a 2-on-5 here until they get rhythm. I think that Northern Kentucky gasses them. And I think that it comes down to the way they play. You know that Northern Kentucky is going to press. If they wouldn't, it would shock me. I think that fatigue is going to set in a little bit earlier here for Ball State because as fast as they run, if it's not successful and they're just going back and forth, in idle mode, what's that going to do? That wears you out even quicker. That bogs down that momentum. Plus, they're technically the road team here. And again, even though it doesn't matter, it still affects something to the effect of we're on the road. We're not sleeping in our own bed. This is game one. You get the game one jitters. Well, being in around your surroundings for game one, it still means something. So I'll take Northern Kentucky. Obviously, I got 2.5 points, but right now it's at 3 with William Hill. Either one I am okay with because this is a game. If both teams come out and play the way that I suspect that they will, even though I think Ball State by the end of the season is the far superior team, I think Northern Kentucky's got the edge in this game. It's a game I think they went out right, so I'll gladly take the 3 points. So there's 4 picks for you, all rolled into one video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back to do more. Probably going to focus towards either Thursday or Friday college football action or late night college basketball action on Wednesday, just depending on how quickly I get this video up and posted. Make sure you click the link in the description below. Go watch the other 2 videos 4 picks, all involving football, college, and NFL. Nice underdog plays. Go to chasewins.com, get on a package. Email me before you do, letting me know that you are okay with whatever you purchase on the site, us donating the proceeds from that to benefit those less fortunate and help keep youth sports alive in so many cities that are about to lose it because of all these ridiculous COVID restrictions and lockdowns from politicians who don't care about your livelihood. So I love you guys. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you back before then at some point. Enjoy the free plays. Let's go cash some tickets, and I'll see you all in the winner's circle.